please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? We haven't covered Synnibear for a few weeks, because for the most part, there's been no discussion to have, or to be had. Some older chat logs and voice chats with Just a Robot did their rounds, and Just a Robot has been fairly quiet as well. There are wounds to lick before anyone attempts to come back. Or so we thought. No, we're not going to be discussing Just a Robot, but we are going to be discussing Synnibear. Not because Synnibear was making a comeback, no, but because Synnibear did release a video titled Where Is My Cat? Now this video has since been made private, but opens up a can of conversation concerning Jack and Synnibear and a cat. Now, as with any story, there are two sides to it. So we're going to go through the video that Synnibear put out that is private but we have a copy of, and Jack's response on Twitter, because Jack didn't handle this video very well. Synnibear didn't either, to be clear, as if making it private didn't give that away.
Before I begin, let me be clear that this is not a comeback. I don't intend for this video to open the door for me to return to my platforms. This isn't about drama, allegations, anything of that nature.
To an extent, and this is the fair use interruption, you are correct. You're also incorrect, because by publishing a video to a public space like YouTube, it does create a drama. I'm being pedantic. My audience love that. Well, when they do it to me anyway.
This is about Squirp, my kitten. Jack is claiming that I have possession of Squirp, that I successfully took her from him, but I don't have her. I have no idea where my cat is, and I don't know if he's even aware of where she is. Jack took her from my apartment when he left, and left her at a friend's house, and I've been fighting by way of the legal system to try and bring her home. It's been a long, drawn-out process. He states I have her, but I haven't received her. I have no idea where she is, and that's why I'm making this video.
Now, based on the response to this, it does create drama. Of course it does. Does it shift the focus away from Synnibear and what Synnibear has done in the past? Yes and no. It does, factually, but it doesn't because this is not the same problem. You can't compare the two situations. When it comes to two people going their separate ways and the custodial rights of the owner, it is not comparable. If the cat was, via the legal system, although no proof is given to us in this video, granted to that of Synnibear, then the cat has to be returned. That doesn't change Synnibear still being a trash human being, of course not. But this is not the same issue, is it now?
My cat is not safe in his care. Despite the things Jack has been saying about me, I've stepped up as a caretaker ever since he left. My apartment is much cleaner. Stupid is losing weight after a long stretch of being overweight. I'm giving her more variety with her food to make sure she enjoys her meals. I've been making more of an effort to spend more time with her and make sure she's getting enough playtime and cuddles and pets. I'll admit I was standoffish when it came to their care while Jack was living with me, because I was under the impression that he was taking care of the cats while I was at work.
Now, a small part of me has to raise this concern now, as a valid point of criticism. You've stated you've gone down the legal means, legal route, to get your cat back and you've not received your cat. That's why you've made the video. I don't fully understand what the rules are, the laws are in the state, the city, the town, village you live in. But generally speaking, if you have property it has to be returned to you, it has to be returned to you by a certain period of time, right? If you've exhausted the legal options, and I say this as a reformed skeptic clone, I don't suppose you have some kind of proof that via legal means you have confirmation that the cat must be returned to you. It's nice to see your home is tidy, by the way. I know far too many people who live in a pigsty. Too much clutter, too much hoarding, and not enough appreciation of the space they inhabit. Second, because you've made this video in the public space on your YouTube channel, it is often up for interpretation as that of creating manufacturing of drama. But again, I must state, when it comes to the returning of a pet, it's not the same thing. You can hate on Synnibear for, well, the GROOMING allegations, all you like. I'll happily join, in fact. However, the focus of her video, since made private, was to plead for the return of her cat that is claimed to have been returned to her when the cat is allegedly not.
Because he said he could. Now he's gone, and I want to be a better caretaker for my kittens. I want to make sure that they're living long, healthy, happy lives. The reason I stress this point so much is because Jack is acting like I'm actively abusing Stupid, the cat that he left behind. He references how frustrated I got when the cats kept me up at night. and how I locked Stupid in the bathroom one night so I could sleep. Stupid still frustrates me, but I don't lock her in rooms. I play with her before bed, so she's less likely to wake me up now, and now she really does.
In my house at 5 o'clock every morning, sometimes 4, or 6:29, 1 minute before my alarm goes off, there will be a meowing at my window for a cat wanting to come in. It is quite aggravating, I will concede. I have never once considered locking a cat in another room so that I could sleep, because I want them to and I don't want them to stick their claw inside my nostril, although that was entirely because I wasn't giving them fuss at 2 in the morning while they were sleeping on my chest while I was asleep. I didn't lock them in a room, but bloody hell did that wake me up. I am curious, because this seems relevant. You two don't live together. The cat was allegedly with a third party. Surely the police could have been involved instead of this video. Although at the same time, Jack's handling of this situation on Twitter has been rather interesting, removing retweets for things and then putting out some rather aggressive statements, which we'll get to soon, don't worry. We'll get to it.
I'm doing a lot more problem solving now that Jack is gone. Jack says he came into my apartment to visit Stupid, which was while I was at work, and he did this without my permission or my knowledge. He says I'm not taking care of her because when he came over, my apartment was dirty and the floor was covered in litter, and Stupid's nails weren't clipped. And I'm so f***ing annoyed because as soon as I came home, the same day he came over, hours after he left, I came home and I was on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. I swept, I mopped, and I scrubbed the floor to lift up the caked-on litter and cat food.
Couple things here. If Jack did go over without your consent, enter your property without your consent, that is considered breaking and entering. Regardless of context, unless you are informed and you consent, that is what it is. The police should be involved immediately. Second, descriptions of cats making a mess. Yeah, try to imagine my shock. Cat's gonna cat. You may make your floor sparkle. Cat doesn't care. I've discovered this with my sister's void cat called Voodoo, or as I call him, Doo-Doo, because he's a little shit, and he knows it. He doesn't care, nor should he, to be honest. So I ply him with loads of cat crack and watch him get high as a kite. It's hilarious. By the way, and I don't want to be that person, but this is a 12-minute video you've made. This video doesn't need to be 12 minutes. You are filling the air, the dead air, with you showing how you have reformed as a cat owner to prove the point that you are becoming a better person. That's why you're putting it here. I understand why you're motivated to do that. I just want to point out that others are going to criticize that point. If your cat has not been returned, the video is a lot shorter. This in turn leads and lends credence to the belief you are trying to switch the narrative and of course sway the public. Because when it comes to animal abuse or neglect or harm, yes, people are certainly going to be on your side very quickly.
I made that floor sparkle.
Look, you may now be performing your domestic goddess arc, I can promise you.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
And Jack had to come in just before I could do that. I'm almost more annoyed that he didn't see my hard work than I am annoyed that he came into my home without my consent. On the topic of her claws, trimming the cat's nails has always been a two-person job, and I've been struggling to find a method to clip her nails on my own. I've taken her to a professional since then to get her claws trimmed. I'm still going to try to find a way to do it on my own, but know I'm trying to take care of her as best I can.
So there is a way to do this, but it's really tricky, I've discovered, even with the cats we have. Different shapes, different sizes, different levels of trust, right? Typically, I found with their back laying on my chest, in a crouchy, cuddly position, one arm across them but not pressuring them, and then approaching each paw in turn, carefully, can work. Applying them with cat crack, getting them high as a kite, also works. Just thought I'd throw it out there. Don't recommend doing that too often though. But I'm going to go back to another point. If Jack entered your property without your consent, that should be the main focus. In the context of your priorities from that statement alone, that is.
Jack is not going to take care of the cats. I don't trust him or anyone he associates with to take care of these cats. Jack cannot even take care of himself. I don't want to go into detail again over how much I was doing to take care of Jack, but I feel like it's important to at least mention that I was acting as Jack's caretaker because he isn't capable of taking care of himself. If Jack cannot handle himself, then I don't believe he can properly take care of an animal. I have on multiple occasions come home from work with all the lights being off in the apartment, and the cats not having any food or water or attention, because Jack spent all day in bed and never got up to take care of them. His mental health is likely responsible for a lot of Jack's impulsive or self-destructive behavior, and I don't want to give the impression that it's inexcusable to have days where your mental health takes over, but some sort of accountability needs to be taken when you're responsible for another life. Having poor mental health is valid, but it's not an excuse to continuously neglect an animal. You have to make an effort to take care of the creatures that depend on you, whether or not you're depressed. That goes for him, that goes for me, that goes for everyone. Jack is seemingly physically disabled, possibly from a heart condition. The reason I say seemingly is because Jack doesn't have any form of diagnosis, and I don't know if I should definitively state that he has a condition. He very likely does have a condition of some kind that affects his day-to-day life, but I just don't know that for certain. This could be used to excuse him not doing as much because he isn't capable of exuding a bunch of energy, nor can he stand up or walk around for long periods of time. I don't think him having a disability voids him of the responsibility he chose when he begged me to adopt Squirp. I believe Squirp is being held by a friend of his, but I don't know if they moved her to a different location as of recent. I don't know if Jack knows where the cat is. If he doesn't know where Squirp is, then he needs to fucking question his friends because that means they're hiding the cat from him.
In this video, Synnibear continues then to talk about living with Jack, being his caretaker, conditions he has yet to have diagnosed, impulsive, poor mental health, reckless, so on. Further leading into the belief that perhaps this was done as a way of character assassinating Jack and using the cat as a way of shielding from criticism that Synnibear could well receive. Just to be clear here, I don't believe Jack is a saint by any stretch of the imagination. Synnibear does continue though, and does eventually get to a part where Synnibear goes to get the cat. Now this part was recorded for, allegedly, Synnibear's protection, as you can see from the disclaimer on the screen. Because this has been uploaded to YouTube, we can say with certainty Synnibear did not get the cat. We're now entering the middle of November, fast approaching the merry meggy month of Moistmas, and, well, this video was released a few days ago, and no updates have come since. So where's the cat?
I don't trust any of the people I knew before because they have proven to me that they are not trustworthy. And believe me, I know that sounds rich coming from me, the person who hurt everyone the most, the person who broke everyone's trust, including theirs. I sound like such a clown talking about trustworthiness. These people never cared about me. I think they have every right to be upset with me, and to not associate with me or trust me. But they treat me as subhuman, and leech off my situation for attention, and harass me at work, and invade my home, and make me feel unsafe.
I understand the need, the compulsion to air one's grievances against all parties involved. I really do, especially when there's a cat involved. Perhaps staying on focus rather than character assassinating would be more beneficial than simply airing all the thoughts in your head. We're going to skip ahead a little now and go to the confrontation itself, although I don't need much of it to drive home that she was unsuccessful, Synnibear that is, in getting her cat back. Although if there really is a court order involved, I don't know why this has gone as far as it has.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you Elizabeth's father?
Yes.
Hi. I'm here to retrieve my cat.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Sorry to intrude. It's very, without notice. I would like my cat. I apologize if I'm intruding. Hi. Hello. I'm here for my cat.
No,
What do you mean, no?
Cynthia, you're not allowed here.
What do you mean?
Cynthia, go home.
Your father let me inside. Where's my cat?
I'm not going to give her to you,
What do you mean?
because she's not your cat.
Yes, she is. Where is my cat?
Cynthia, no.
I feel like there's more to this story, and I only say that based on that minimal interaction there, because something doesn't feel quite right, does it now? Of course, I want everyone to have the pets that they are rightfully, legally entitled to have, provided they care for them properly, love them dearly, cherish them, right? But now I'm getting the impression, early into this, that something is amiss. Perhaps Synnibear hasn't provided all the information, because she was told she shouldn't be there, which may well indicate some consequence for her if she crosses certain lines. Perhaps she is not permitted anyone in the property. How would we know, right? But also, she was told the cat's not hers. Oh, this is too muddy, isn't it now? This is where it becomes drama now, by the way, because you put this in the public space, and I are confused. I could now continue playing this, but I'm going to actually instead just sum up the end. Synnibear leaves without the cat, because she is threatened with the police if she doesn't leave. They cuss each other out. Synnibear departs. Now, originally, under this, There was a comment that said, "Not all of you switching up the moment a cat is involved.
Lol.
Cool, she can take care of a cat. Anyways, let's not forget what she did." Synnibear. Majority of the people in the comments have not forgiven me and made it clear they don't like me. I don't see this as everyone switching up, and to be clear, I don't expect anyone to forgive and forget. It's not reasonable to. I just want to bring the situation to everyone's attention. Synnibear also pinned a comment. Jack is throwing a tantrum on Twitter, asking why people are believing me over him and thinking that everyone is suddenly taking my side simply because I ask people to question him. I don't think anyone has to believe me outside of what I'm able to prove. You don't have to believe me when I say I'm getting better, or that Jack is likely to neglect the cats. You don't have to believe anything I say. I know I'm not in a position where people can trust me at my word, but everyone knows Jack is homeless and has no income. Whenever he does something wrong, he blames it on his autism, his depression, his BPD, and doesn't make any effort to change on his own. I had to constantly push him to fix himself. I had to bribe him to get to his appointment so he could get evaluated for his psych meds. The very first appointment we had, after weeks of waiting, he refused to go to because he was too depressed to leave his bed. I had to bribe him to get out of bed so he could go to Social Security and get his benefits back. He's not a responsible person. He thinks I'm trying to take the cat just because I hate him and want him to suffer, but that's not true. I want what's best for the cat. She won't be safe in his care, I firmly believe that. It's clear he didn't watch the video. I saw him say she forgot to mention she locked the cats in the bathroom. When I do mention that in the video, someone said I entered Izzy's house without permission, when you can hear her father allow me to come inside. Jack comes into my apartment when I'm not home. He doesn't live here anymore. Izzy and Jack are insisting the cat was a gift when I never said it was. Jack wanted a cat, we looked for cats together, picked out the kitty, went to the store, and I paid for it. You might be able to argue this is me buying him a gift, but I personally don't see it that way. Even then, my name is on the paperwork, not Jack's. I spent the money, not Jack. I have a place to live, Jack does not. I have a stable income, Jack has no income, and does not intend to get a job. I adopted the cat and I'm responsible for her health. Jack says I never cared about the cats, and that's not true either. I was standoffish when it came to taking care of them because I was expecting Jack to take care of them while I provided for our household. Think of it as Jack being a stay-at-home dad, while I worked all week only to find out he sucked at it. Now he's upset. I'm fighting for a kitten that he's attached to because
he cannot, will not take care of it.
Believe what you want. I'm tired of him making excuses, pushing the fault onto everyone else, and thinking everyone's out to get him. He also admitted on Twitter that he knew where the cat was the entire time. He thought I was going to get my cat back until he didn't, but he never corrected anyone afterward. He's saying it's my business, it's my private life, so that's why he never told the public he still had the cat. You were the one who cried to the public when I asked for her back. Why are you acting like I'm invading your privacy by telling everyone I don't have the cat? And to question you, you're loony. I'm not coming after you. I'm not trying to ruin your life. I don't want to hurt you. I want the cat to be safe. This isn't about you. You didn't get ratioed. Now, we're going to switch now to Twitter, to some of Jack's responses. Much of it has been deleted. As you can see from the first post here, I hate you guys, accusing me of animal abuse, neglect, whatever the F, because Cynthia said it. You're so gullible, grow a spine. I'm so sick of this, I want her to leave me alone.
Get out of my life, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
I want
one day
of peace. No offense intended here, Jack, and I'm not going to try and dunk on you, but you are very much involved in a situation where you cannot put your fingers in ears on social media and simply walk away from it. Whenever anyone is involved in drama, if you simply leave it, you will be followed by it, especially if the matter is not resolved, especially if those involved are all incredibly something. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube yet, give it time. This post was deleted. Now, Jack also put out a thread saying, I'm sorry for freaking out earlier, I've been very emotional. From now on, I'm going to try to deal with everything privately, unless there's something serious enough I feel the need to mention publicly. You have 250 characters, a lot of those words can be fully written. Just thought I'd share that with you. A lot of things have been misconstrued. Cinny is purposely leaving out information in the same way she did with the other videos. But I've also accidentally neglected to give everyone proper updates, which has caused people who trusted me to be misled. I'm sorry for that. I didn't mean to betray anyone's trust. From now on, I'm going to keep my personal matters private, which is the way I should have kept it to begin with. However, I will say this. I was in no way neglectful or that word towards my cats, and Cinny is demonizing me purposefully. I know she said she isn't doing this because she wants her channel back, but she definitely is. She's trying to shift the focus from her onto me so she can get back to creating content. She wouldn't have started caring for Stupid again if she wasn't planning to make a video about it. I understand you can't trust me anymore, but I don't want Cindy's video to be a reason you perceive me different. She made me look evil on purpose. The next time I mention the situation, I won't forget any updates, and hopefully everything will have been resolved. A day later, Okay, I'm sick of this week's hot juicy drama, of being this week's hot juicy drama, and having the dehumanization and demonization of myself so widely normalized again. People are scraping the bottom of the barrel for rumors. I'm leaving for a bit. Everyone get your stuff together. This is just like 2017. Time is a flat circle. At time of recording, there are no updates since. It's interesting to see how things flip in the space of 2 days though, from the 7th being deleted, the 8th somewhat melancholy, and then the 9th rage quitting. Not judging whether there's any truth or not, just highlighting this as is because I can't provide an opinion on who I think is telling the truth or not. I can't do that because I don't actually know. We know what Synnibear is like, but Jack is hardly an innocent creature, character, person either. They did highlight some horrible discrepancies in the character that is Synnibear. Beyond that, this involves a cat and apparently some legal routes. If a court order is in place, which Jack doesn't have in his statements here confirmed or not, then why has it not been enforced? Right? That was on the 25th, by the way. We're now in November, so where's the cat? Because, to be honest, and I might be the only person, I doubt it, but that's the only thing I actually care about. Making sure the cat is safe, loved, cared for, and has all the noms in the world. To the creatures involved who are making this situation into a drama, you should all know better, but you all can't help yourselves. I would say grow up, but no, don't bother. Just keep doing this. The reactiveness, because it tickles me and acts as a suitable distraction from the fact that no one knows where the sodding cat is, apparently, because we now have 3 different contradictions.